What is going on, everybody? So some of you are going to have some questions about Dev, want to know what's going on, and we'll answer those questions. If you have a question, just type it in the chat and we'll start talking about what's going on with the Dev project. A lot of you have been super excited. You might have seen the chart pumping up. It's up 100 and I want to say 130% down. It's up 40%, 45%, 50% right about now from its local bottom, but it did have a significant move. So we're gonna play a little Skyrim while you guys can ask, or ask as they say, yo questions. In the meantime, I have redone a new setup here, and we are going to Aarongoth's safe. We are gonna take out this is part of the Thieves Guild quest line, so we're looking to I don't even know what the right word is. What are we looking to do here? We're looking to burn, I want to say we burn some beehives or something like that. Something ridiculous, something crazy. There's the leader of Riften, which is the place where all the thieves are in the game. Maven Blackbriar, I think her name is. I'm doing some work so that I can get in good with her, I think. Something like that. So if you pop in here, make sure you say hi in the chat. If you haven't already, hit the like button on your way in. This is impromptu. We didn't set this up. We don't have anything going on here, really. I just was talking to Tom Anderson, the developer of Dev and the creator of both the Dev project and the Fias project, which we did an interview with the other day. So if there's any questions that you might have, then this could be a good time for you to Elder Dragon up here in the sky. Oh, I missed him. Got him. Now, it turns out, by the way, I saw a hack the other day where you can take a bucket to this door and you could do something with the ooh, missed him. Whack. Whack. You got smoked, Holmes. This person right here's gotta die. It's nothing. Boom. Here you go. Damn. Got him. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box. Alright, so let's get back up here and let's get into this stupid little area. No value, by the way, into this area. This is just basically a kill quest. Not really much to it. So for an update, though, on what's going on with Dev, it's actually pretty simple here. So for those of you who don't know, Tom, who is the creator and basically the CEO, he fired, I want to say, and I don't know if that's the right word for it, but as far as I can tell, he fired Ray Quintana, who was the CEO, and there has been some communication with Austin. Austin is no longer with Dev as well, but Austin has been basically invited back. Like, they would like to have him back because, you know, he has nothing to do with it, and he was a little bit annoyed and kind of upset that, you know, the narrative keeps changing, and any day now something's going to happen, and then you don't see something happen, and the information that Tom gets from Ray about, you know, what's going to happen, how quickly it's going to happen, how slowly it's going to happen, whatever the case may be. Nothing was, you know, really kind of working along the way, so there was some problems with him. By the way, you just have to burn a couple of beehives over here, 3 of them, and then once you burn them, you get 2 guys who are going to come after you. We're going to lay down in the grass here just a little bit, see if we can't tag these guys from a distance. Whack. And basically, Tom, Tom ended up finding out that, you know, Ray just wasn't good at closing deals, I guess. You know, that they've been doing this for a long period of time, and you know, Tom has now met with the traditional finance partner. We call it the TradFi partner, and they're still cool. Everything seems to be fine according to Tom, but he wanted to increase their exposure through some AI initiatives. As you guys might have noticed, he's pretty big into AI, so that AI thing has been one of the additional caveats. Well, in the meantime, it was the Forever Association, and I think most everything, if you're familiar with, couldn't unlock it using Alexei's key. Ain't that a bitch? What's the purpose of having it if you can't unlock stuff? Anyway, so Tom ended up contacting the traditional finance partner, and they're you know, they seem to be fine. Everything seems to be just, you know, everything's good with them. And so the end result is, of course, they went to I guess, you know, have this conversation about, you know, what's the next step, or what do we need to do, and stuff like that. And like, there was no real anything that needed to be done. They just, you know, they're in the loop so that they know what's going on here. And Tom, you wanted to get rid of, you wanted to clean house, basically, you know, just kind of get rid of what he felt was stuff that wasn't working. And so got rid of Ray. Problem with getting rid of Ray, to fully encompass this, problem with getting rid of Ray is, at the same time, Tom let him go, and then the Forever Association, which is the company that's been overseeing the tokens and the token distribution and everything like that, the Forever Association minted 30 million tokens on that day, which is very, very weird. So now we flash forward, and it turns out, from what I see, and by the way, I don't have any evidence on any of this other than what we see on the blockchain, so take this for what you will. It appears that somebody from Forever, most likely somebody associated with Ray Quintana, created 30 million tokens, and then took 5 million of those tokens and sent them to a centralized exchange, MEXC, and then started to sell. Now, for those of you that have been paying attention to the charts, you might have noticed that we went from, let's call it about 4.9 cents or something like that, you know, low price, to 15 cents yesterday. And as soon as it hit around, I want to say 13 cents, not 15 cents. I think that's the closer number. It went to like 12 cents on the DEXs. But it goes up to 13 cents. And when it goes up to 13 cents, all of a sudden you see these massive amounts being sold. So what was happening was, people were bullish on the things that Tom said. And they started to buy back in, and they started to reinvest into it because they're bullish on the project. A project, by the way, that after today, Austin himself is still bullish on, because I did speak with Austin. So that leads us to, you know, where we are right now, which is all of a sudden these are being sold off. And Tom, I spoke with Tom, and Tom told me that that he's done some stuff with MEXC, and that they are going to I don't know how this ends. Like, I don't know what they're going to do. It's weird. It's weird. But maybe they're going to stop further purchases from that wallet, or whatever the case may be. So, and then of course there's people that are talking about, well, can't you just create a new contract and stuff like that? And I don't think that's the right move. At the end of the day, only 300 million tokens were ever going to be minted and printed. So there was never a moment where it was going to get out of control and they were just going to liquidate the entire thing anyway. It's just, it did, by the way, dilute the pool a little bit, or at least in my estimation, diluted the pool. Market cap being what it is. So it looks like I'm not going to do that. And by the way, I'm going to have Tom on pretty soon, and we'll be talking about, you know, probably not much of this. You know, we'll get some closure to it if there's a need for closure for people. So, you know, we might get a little closure on that. But ultimately, it looks like Ray Quintana decided to mint 30 million tokens for himself and is now attempting to dump them on the market. So it looks like that, and by the way, it's an arbitrage thing. So while I'm watching it happen, you know, we know that it's the wallet, by the way, because it's the wallet that created the tokens, and looks like they're just trying to dump on the chart. I don't know whether it's forever. I don't know who it is, what's going on, like not sure exactly which party is to blame or, you know, did whatever. So I can't say for certain that it's Ray. Can't say for certain that it's anybody else or anything like that. So all I know is right now 30 million tokens were minted, and they were being used to sell off and dump on the market, and they were not. And Tom consulted with an attorney and also contacted MEXC. So we should have a resolution to that forthcoming very, very soon, and then we'll be able to move on. Tom also told me that he doesn't think that there's any reason whatsoever to cancel this contract and start creating a new contract, because he doesn't see, he sees it as a problem, obviously, when somebody steals from you, but he wants to use the legal process to, if there's any money that was stolen, he wants that money back. So he's going to do that. Now, the other thing is, we should at least acknowledge that if this is the case, then I don't know that there's anything that can be done. And the reason that I say that is because if he made an agreement with somebody and gave them control, they could pretty much do whatever they needed to in their better interest to run the project or something like that. So there's gonna be some back and forth on it. If the person decided after they were let go to mint new tokens and do something with it, that's thievery. They stole. And they stole from investors. They didn't steal from Tom. They stole from you and me, is what the end result is going to be there. So the best scenario would be that that's what happened. And if it is, then we're going to see, and by the way, he's going to prosecute. So whoever did it is most likely going to end up in jail, because it is theft. And I don't know the exact amount right now, but if you just consider out of the 30 million, they sent, I want to say 5 million tokens to the exchange. And I'm not sure exactly how much was cashed out yet. I would be estimating. But you know what? Actually, we could actually check this out. Let me pop this up. Let me but you can see right here, like look at this. We had this massive move. Here off of this bottom over here, which is about 4.3 cents, ran all the way up to 11.3. So that's about a 3x. And then they started dumping on the chart from that point. And then when you come over here and you start looking at it from a USD standpoint, we want, I want to say we want to do greater than 2,500 just to find the wallet. That was 6 days. That was 22 hours. They're dumping small amounts, so that's not going to work. Shit. What did I do here? Holders. Nope. Nope. Transactions. Okay, so we want to do that. Nope. We want to do the USD amount. We want to do 1,000 or more. There it is. So this wallet right here is the wallet. So I guess we could go over here. track this wallet and tell me how much Dev it sold in the last 3 days and what profit they made. So what the, oh shit, I forgot to put the wallet in there. Duh. Now we do that and we put that in there. I forgot to put the wallet in. Son of a bitch. Anyway, so there we go. I've analyzed the recent activity for the wallet address. In the last 3 days, this wallet has been quite active. Here is the breakdown of the sales. It sold 1.45 million Dev for a total revenue of 102,950. So they stole $100,000 from the Dev community right now. This wallet is currently in a distribution phase. Instead of panic selling at the lows, they waited for a 3-day recovery window to sell 1.45 million tokens. This has created significant sell pressure on the chart, which explains why the price has struggled to maintain its momentum above 8 cents. Yes, monitor the wallet and alert me to any sales. Also, it's alleged that this wallet minted 30 million tokens. Can you check that, as it might have been illegal? So now we'll have that, we'll see whether or not something happens there. All right, I'll definitely monitor the wallet and alert you for further Dev sales or outgoing transfers. Regarding the 30 million token mint allegation, I've analyzed the contract and the wallet's history. Here's the breakdown. The info. This wallet did receive a massive influx of tokens, roughly 30.5 million Dev in late 2024, however, did not mint them using a smart contract function. Instead, they were transferred from the Dev Treasury Deployer wallet. In crypto, minting usually refers to creating new supply out of thin air. In this case, the max supply of Dev is hard capped at 300 million. The tokens in this wallet holds were already part of that total supply, but were unlocked and moved from the project's main reserves to this specific wallet. So, the illegal concerns, the red flag, if there are 30 million tokens were meant to be locked for 2 years and were moved early, it would breach of contract or a soft rug. This wallet appears to be an institutional market maker wallet or a team reserve address. Large transfers of these types of wallets are common for providing liquidity to exchanges. However, the fact that this wallet is now selling into the market instead of providing liquidity is what's causing the current price dump. So this wallet still holds over 24 million tokens, roughly 8% of the total supply. If they continue to sell at the current rate of 500K to a million tokens per day, the price of Dev will face a sustained bleed until the balance is depleted or they stop selling. So there you have it. That's what's going on with it right now. I think that it will end up being a crime. They're stealing from investors. So that's going to probably not end well for whomever it is that did it. And at this point, it looks like it was Ray Quintana. So I don't know, again, if that is or is not the case. But that is what that's what appears to be the case. So whoever it was, wink wink, is probably facing some jail time for stealing. That's going to be just fascinating, especially considering, and you do have to consider this here, they're going to say they were authorized to do it. I mean, that's, you know, I'd be saying that.
Let me take a look.
They gave me authorization to do it, and I did only what I was supposed to do, or something like that. Like, I don't know what the defense is. I don't know what the argument is. But
don't sound so eager. That's between you.
Anyway, so that's a summary of what's happening. And
keep doing right by us.
I spoke with Tom. So to give you full disclosure here, Tom doesn't really hold anything back. The conversation that he and I had was,
if you're wondering why they call me Vipper, watch me outrun the town guard sometime.
He's been talking to lawyers about it. They think that, you know, anybody who's doing this, it is criminal, by the way. They have no authority. By the way, he went back and checked. There is no authority, from his understanding here, at all in the contract to just randomly mint and sell these tokens. So anybody he's doing it with, or anybody who's doing it, is doing it criminally and without authorization, without a legal and contractual obligation at all. So this could end up sending Ray Quintana, or whoever it was,
So you're the one. Is that conf?
to prison.
You have to understand. It's been a long
But
time.
that would not get the money
All I
back.
care
That's
about
going to
is
be,
corp.
getting the money back is going to be the
I also want to
hardest
know
part.
How they managed to get the place. Head
That
to the
is gonna
Bandit
be a
Mayor in
question.
Whiterun. Look
Now,
for Malus Marcius.
For anybody
He'll fill
that
you in on
is
all
thinking
the
about it otherwise, the issue here is going to be that some people, whoever it is, are going to really reap the benefit of this, because ultimately what we're looking at is, as near as I can tell, if this did happen, if this is part of it, if it is, then what I suspect is going to happen is the people who bought at 5 cents are going to make a mint off of this. There was also a conversation to be had here with
Let me know if you want
another person who has spoken with Austin, and I did get to see their conversation as well. And he asked Austin what happened, and Austin basically said, yeah, I mean, this doesn't, like, every time a certain person said something, didn't seem like it was happening, and that's kind of a problem, don't you think? And that he likes Tom, and that Tom is a good guy, etc., etc. Just basic conversation. That he's still bullish. He wants to see a massive pump and stuff like that. So it seems to be that that's what's going to happen. That we're going to get some kind of reversal here and a nice little pump. And it's a good thing. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know how long that will happen. Tom is going to issue, as soon as Tom gets some information, he's going to issue a statement.
Until the job's done. Well, that's not how I operate. My only demand is that
so now,
if you plant this in the vermin, don't come back until every one of those
in the
things
meantime
are
here,
dead. Now I've got to clean up
I
this mess.
am going into the cellar of the Hunting Brew Meadery to kill some rats and poison somebody. I'm posing as a pest control guy, and I'm supposed to kill all the rats, but what I'm actually going to do is poison the Hunting Brew vat. Hunting Brew vat is where people get their mead. You know what? Need to level this up. It takes a while to swing this sword, though. That kind of sucks. Let's do one hand. It's a little quicker. Anyway, so that seems to be the summary of what's going on now in the markets. If you're wondering what's going on with crypto, why it's down yet again, when you feel like it just can't go down anymore, and it goes down just a little bit more, that is, first of all, I'm going to say that's manipulation, obviously. But it's not just manipulation right now. There are bearish sentiments in the market. One of the most bearish sort of sentiments in the market is the potential that Donald Trump is going to launch some missile strikes, or feet on the ground troops going into Iran. I missed that guy. Now we gotta hit this dude. So, looks like there's potentially missile strikes getting ready to happen on Iran, and that America could be putting boots on the ground. Now, it should be known that for anybody who's wondering, Donald Trump's preferred method of resolution here is going to be through diplomacy. peace by strength, if you will. So I do think that he'll probably, you know, maybe we don't do that. And right now might be some saber rattling, but that's got the market spooked. So it's causing people to sell off risk assets and put them into gold. So full disclosure, I bought gold today, and I'm holding on to a little bit of gold just in case the markets start to price in and we start to get a nice little pump on gold. I don't have enough that I'm going to make any money off of it. I'm just hedging against the market going down. So that's really what it is. And then if the market goes down, then, you know, gold goes up and I'm going to be just fine.
If you need to sample,
So we'll see what happens there.
Malice is teaching me everything he
There's
knows
something
about
we...
brewing.
Well, it's about time. You'll just have to wait until after the
I
captain's
can't wait
finished.
to see Sabiorn.
I suppose
And then Commander Chaos here
if you
is about to
must.
get poisoned. Like I just poisoned the mead. So now Sabiorn is going to give Commander Chaos some mead, and he's going to be like, "You fucking poisoned me,"
Help
and he's
yourself,
going to
little
arrest
one.
Sabiorn,
It's my
and
finest
then
mead. I call
Malice,
it
this guy right
Honey
here,
Brew
is going to
Reserve.
take over
I think you'll
Hunting Brew
find it very
Meadery
pleasing to your
for
palate.
Maven
Oh,
Black
come
Bread.
now. This is mead, not some wine to be sipped and savored.
I should kill everybody here.
By
Here he
ye-
goes.
What's in this?
I don't know. What's wrong?
You assured me this place was clean. I'll see
He
to it that
tastes
you
the
remain in
rat
irons for the
poison.
rest of your days.
No, please. I don't understand.
Silence, idiot. I should have known better to trust this place after it's been riddled with filth.
I beg you, please. This is not what it seems.
There we go.
You.
How do you
you're
feel
in
about
charge
Zebek
until I
Network?
sort this out.
It will be my
You know,
pleasure.
ZBCN
And you.
has
Come
been
in with me to Dragon's Reach.
a good performer, but like everything else right now, it
No.
needs a positive market to
Move.
really kind of get a sense of whether or not
assure you,
the
this is all
project
just a huge
ultimately is going to
misunderstanding.
work or not.
I said
We've done a few research
Farewell,
dives into
Sabiorn.
Zebek Network, and I don't think that there's anything special that's been happening ultimately. So again, that's not because of anything wrong with Zebek Network. It's because of the markets ultimately. So in the event that the markets
else
kind
you
of
need before
turn
you head back
and we
to
get some
Riften?
positivity out of it,
Anything
then
else you're welcome to take a
we'll get we'll get a nice move.
Remember to
I
put
want
in
to
a
talk
good
to you
word
intelligently
for me.
about Zebek, but I can't for that reason. Like we looked at it a couple times, but once I look at these things and I don't always commit them to memory, if you will. So it may or may not be something that we're talking about in the future. It may or may not be something that we like or don't like. We're going to let the market dictate whether or not we're excited about it. As of right now, again, I think the important part here is we don't know for certain, but it certainly looks like something that we're going to want to have a bag or 10 of. Hope for Redoran we do not have. All right, look at that. There's nothing really in here, by the way. There's just like some basic bleh, coin purse, hunting brew decanter. That's empty. A couple of silver ingots. Boom, boom, boom. Take those. And a silver necklace. Let's take that. We don't need them, but why not? You know what? He's not coming back for him. He just tried to kill somebody. He's not going to make it. All right, so we're going to do that. We're done. Now we're going to get out of here. And we're going to take our stuff over here before we break out and go drop it off to Maven. Oh, we got to remove that. We don't want that annoying me. Anyway. Give me 1 second here. Increase this real quick. Is the bull over if Bitcoin hits 40,000? You know, I'll be honest with you, Derek. I think the bull run's already over. I think that, you know, at this point we're sitting on in a deep bear market. Like, we're sitting in a deep bear market right now. Bitcoin's down over 50%. Could go down, by the way, could go down 70%, could go down 80%. You know, we don't want to see those numbers because it's not great for the markets, especially because we didn't get an altcoin season. The most likely scenario for everything is we get a nasty dump one more time. And I mean nasty, like I mean Bitcoin to 40,000. We get a nasty dump, and then after we get that, then the markets are going to absolutely rip, and then we're going to get what we've been waiting for, which is the banana zone of the altcoin seasons. So, you know, Andresimo and Andre Assam, Andreas. Anyway, am I still bullish on Dev? Yes, I am. I don't like what's happened here. If you scroll, by the way, if you rewind, the beginning of this video was all about what's going on with Dev, and certainly, I and nobody else are fans of what happened. But ultimately, it's the people who bought it 5 cents, I think, are going to make a mint off of it. In fact, I do know somebody who is in very soon. And by the way, a lot can happen between now and then, but I do know somebody who is looking to invest about $1 million in Dev long term. So I don't want to say that it's dead, down, or even in a bad shape, if that makes sense, because like it seems like it seems like people are once Ray's gone. Here's the thing: once Ray's gone, the maximum number of tokens that can ever be minted is 300 million anyway, and they've already been I think they're already or close to something like that. Maximum supply is 300 million, no matter what. So it's not getting any worse than that. So there could be an issue here with Ray and theft. And by the way, I don't know you, and Ray could be. I don't know Ray personally, by the way. So Ray could just be some kind of weak ass brokey, for all I know.
What's your problem?
And that's why he's stealing money from the company.
I trust you have.
You know what I mean? So I don't like that, but we're gonna move beyond that. And Tom said,
I believe you'll find this more than adequate for your services.
What's going on?
They found an entire village outside Daggerfall, sleeping. No
Tom's super excited. Tom is super excited about. Let's just say this. Let's just say this.
Is that so?
To its own people.
Tom is super excited right now about where we're going as far as the tech, and as far as the AI and the platform and everything. So he's very, very excited. What we all were excited for, by the way, is probably, and if you listen to Tom, you're not gonna like his answers because Tom's a creator. Tom's not a moon boy. We, you, me, all the guys, we talk about the tech, we talk about all that kind of stuff, but we also talk about, how we want our bags to pump, right? So, if you have look, I'll just put it this way. If you have 10,000 Dev and it goes to $50, you made $500,000. Boom, just like that. And that's what I think everybody's really looking for, and they thought, and I thought, and we were all hoping that, just having this announcement with a major traditional financial partner would create this narrative that took us to somewhere between $1 and $5 billion. That's what we were looking for. And we didn't get that yet. And Tom spoke to the partner the other day, and that's, by the way, in the main chat. He spoke to the partner, and the partner was excited. So, and nothing has changed fundamentally. They're not out. There's no, there's nothing wrong with it. So,
don't dismiss her. However, don't mistake my
ultimately, Tom's bullish. Austin is still bullish, even though Austin is no longer with the company. Austin also really kind of insinuated that he didn't like what was going on with Ray. He felt like the same as we all did. He felt like, you know, it just seemed like what Ray said just kept getting kicked down the road, and that was where Tom kept stepping in, and that was kind of one of the underlying issues of where Tom's trust was being eroded in Ray, which was time to get, you know, that made it time to get rid of Ray. But Ray had already gotten rid of most of his team, because when the funding didn't come through for DevStream, which, by the way, at one point Tom was on the board of DevStream early on, but he was no longer on board. The only communication with DevStream was through Ray. The only communication with the Forever Association was through Ray. And it sounds like Ray was protecting his investment, if you will. So, you know, not really sure. Not really sure what's going to end up, you know, happening right there. So let's minimize this. We're going to bring this back down. Get this back over to the side frame right there. Then we're going to get rid of this. So we're sitting at 68.55 right now. Let's do a quick roll through the market here. Market's down $38 billion. My Tau got triggered at 185, and I didn't get liquidated, but I took a small profit along the way. Like just, you know, 30, 40, 50 bucks. You know what I mean? Like it was just, I got in at 181. It ran up to almost 200, and I could have taken the profit on it, but I was just holding out to see if we didn't get a nice little move, and we didn't get the move. So, you know. Also, same thing with Definity, down 13%. Again, if you look at the 1 hour, it was right here, right now, where you got that same thing. But we had this the other day, and then, of course, it started to go back real quickly. So I suspect that we're probably going to see a big move up here above the 200 and the 50 MA very quickly over the next little while. But everybody's nervous right now. A lot of people are getting real nervous because it looks like we're going to war. So I think that, you know, right now we just kind of have to sit back and wait and see if Donald Trump gets us into war or not. And I say Donald Trump gets us into war, like I don't think that's really the case. I don't think that he certainly doesn't want to go to war. What he wants is he wants 30,000 lives that are now dead back, and he wants those people to not be not be getting killed by this government. So
oh, I'm sorry to say
that's what was happening there.
I didn't. I don't care what you promise. If I tell you the buyer's name and hasn't Mercer frayed, you kill me.
I really thought this out.
Well, now that I have a buyer, look, bring it to me, and we'll talk about Golden Glow Estate.
Gulamai. So I gotta go to the Blue Palace and get this for Gulamai. I think... Look, all I can say is, I guess, Ray's probably going to end up in jail over this. I mean, he stole $100,000. The question is, did he have authorization to mint and create new tokens and then sell them on the open market? The answer to that has to be no. There's no circumstance in which that is an acceptable way of doing business for anybody. So there's no circumstance in which this is not, to me, criminal. The problem with me saying it's criminal is I don't know what the agreement was between all parties. If the agreement between all parties was that they had the ability to mint as needed for specific purpose, then the question is, what was the purpose for the last mint? And then we have to know what that purpose is. And if we know what that purpose is, then it might change fundamentally the thinking or the logic or something like that. So I just...
good.
I wish I could say more, but I just don't know. I just don't know. Every time I think... by the way, for those of you that remember...
I brought in the coin.
Banana Task Force 8
I tend not to
and
act.
Metapolitans.
However,
I know some of you
did
might not
notice
remember those.
in
Those
this
names might
business
not mean
we
anything,
rarely
but
deal.
there's a guy by the name of
Now,
Sway.
since our transaction
He
is
was
done, I'll be on my way.
It's a shame there isn't more time to spend with good books.
he created Banana Task Force Apes, which is an NFT project and a crypto project, and basically rugged it. And then later on, he created Metapolitans, and he brought me in to do Metapolitans. Now, at the time, none of us knew what he was talking about with BTFA. Like, we didn't have enough data to say that he was just an absolute scammer. But that was the idea. It looked like he was just kind of a scammer. But again, nobody knew that for sure. We're all just kind of, you know, hoping that he's not. But it turns out he had one other project before those projects. And in that project, one night, he decided that he didn't want to be involved anymore and sold off his tokens, gave control to somebody else, basically rugged it without actually rugging it. You know, what he did was he spent $10,000 building up a project, cashed out $100,000, calling it, you know, work for his time, and then left the rest to do whatever. And that's basically what it was. He just kind of hung people out to dry, so to speak. Then, flash forward to BTFA, he did the same thing. Dude, go.
Yes?
Let's flash forward an hour and see what happens
Wait,
here.
I know you. There's
Oh,
a
the
charge
guard's
in the
looking
air.
at me.
Been casting some destruction spells?
You know what? Let's, I'm not going to shadow him. I'm going to go forward to the farm and just see what happens here.
Wait, I know you.
No, you don't. You're thinking of somebody else.
Fortune smiles upon this meet.
Anyway, so he ended up rugging BTFA. Then he reached out to me for Metapolitans, and guess what? Turns out he and I are neighbors. Like, we were legitimately neighbors. We you know, like, lived a couple miles away from one another. He ends up doing the same thing to the Metapolitans project. He goes in, it launches the night that it launches. He then decides that he doesn't want to be involved. He needs to spend more time with his family. He did just have a baby, by the way. Matter of fact,
No offense, but
we got him a gift and everything, you know. And I would go meet with him in Merrillville, Indiana, which is where he lives. And he told me, I'm going to give you these tokens. When we launch, sell them immediately, and then I'll give you more in a week. And I was like, okay, cool. I did not sell them right away because I wasn't there at the launch. I was busy working and stuff. So I didn't get a chance to sell them. So my $5,000 became $1,000 because most people dump on the charts at the beginning of a launch. And that's what happened. He, at the beginning of the launch, did that. You know what? I'm going to go talk to this fucking guy.
Our business has concluded, and you're standing in my way.
Need something?
I think all this outcropping and building and shit here might have screwed up his ability to walk and move and shit like that. So I'm going to go back into solitude, and then I'm going to speed up for 3 hours, and let's see what happens here when we walk out. See if he didn't walk and find a way. Oh, by the way, might be renewing with Terra with the Terra team, Terra Casino, stuff like that. they reached out today. I left one of their chats, and when I left the chat, one of the guys reached out to talk about continuing the partnership and stuff like that. You know, obviously they want to make money off of it. You know, that like the whole idea here is it's got to be financially viable for all parties involved. So it might be that we partner up again, and you know, we might only do it for 1 month. We might do it forever. But one of the problems is I never, when I agreed to the partnership with Terra Classic, full disclosure, when I agreed to the partnership, I never considered that I was going to be making side money, like a side hustle sort of thing. But they pay me apparently for people when they sign up and they start, you know, doing, when they start trading or they start, you know, betting in the market. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, you know, I didn't know that.
I order the yaw. Stop right there.
Let's pay this guy to look the other way and shut the fuck.
I think we can.
All right, there we go. So anyway, it turns out they have not been tracking it at all, and I wasn't tracking it either. So I got hacked. If you guys don't know, I got hacked not, you know, a couple years back, and then I got hacked at the same time that I formed a partnership with them, and I was not savvy about crypto at the time in the way that I am now, such that I understood that, you know, potentially, how do I put this? I thought when I did this, I need candlelight. Anyway, I didn't understand, like, I thought if I've got a poisoned wallet that somebody's already hacked, I thought they would end up stealing from these guys, and I was like, I'm not going to lose a partnership because I've got a hacked wallet. And I didn't realize at the time that, you know, you hack the wallet, you're just hacking the wallet. I thought maybe that would somehow give you control of that wallet, so if I attached it to something that I was doing, that they could end up, like, I could end up being absolutely, like, I could wreck them. Like, I could, you know, give this person authorization to steal from them or something like that. Like, I had no idea at the time how that worked and how deep a hack could be. So I just basically forgot which account I set up, which login it was. Like, I just, you know, nothing about it was, I was just nervous. So I never even thought about it, never even looked into it, never even bothered. Well, then he asks me how many signups I got, how much I've made so far, and I was like, I don't know. And he's like, how do you not know? And I'm like, well, I mean, you've never asked me before. What do you mean, how do I not know? You're asking me a question that didn't matter to you for 2 years, and now all of a sudden you want all the data from 2 years. I've never even, you know, and then I explained what happened to me and why I said, like I wasn't going to mess with it because of that. And then he got mad at me. So then we just didn't partner anymore. And and that didn't feel good to me. Like, that was, you know, that was a weird sort of conversation. And so then I was like, you know what? I guess that's just the end of it. And I talked to Rex. Rex is the person over at Terraport. And, you know, I mean, I still support these guys, you know. I just didn't talk about them because they're not, you know, they're not partnered with me or anything like that. So I didn't know what was going to end up happening there. And I just move on. Well, they came back to me today talking about, you know, possibly renewing the partnership. I don't know if that'll go through. I don't know if we'll end up doing it or not. But it looks like we could. So, you know, if we do, I'll let you guys know. You know, I mean, you'll see it. You'll see it in the dev video, the Lunk videos. Which, by the way, the Lunk videos are going to be on not only on YouTube, but they're now on X platform every day. And honestly, it's so crazy to me because I get, you know, 500 to 1,500 views per day on YouTube, on good days, I might get 2,000 or 3,000. Really good days. But on X, every day I get 2,000 or 3,000 views from those videos. I mean, it's insane how much more activity there is on X right now than there is on YouTube for crypto, not for everything, by the way. Because like my Chicago Bears channel, doing really good. Like just, you know, not huge, but I mean, like my last video had 10,000 views, and if I get 10,000 views a day, then that's $3,000 to $5,000 a month. You know what I mean? So let's see. And today's video, which is Tyson Bajent, has over 1,000 in the first 2 hours. So I think tonight during prime time, we might get, you know, might be a nice little run. And then I do a short along with it, and that short's already got, that short already has over 1,000 as well. So on TikTok, I get a few bucks off of TikTok, not a lot. It's only got 500 views on TikTok. By the way, TikTok, I had a couple TikToks with over 100,000, close to 500,000 views. Then I've got a couple over here. Yeah, I've got 3,000 views on Instagram, and I've got videos over there with 500,000 views. No rhyme or reason to any of it. Just no rhyme or reason to any of this shit. Oh, so now I gotta go kill Gulamai. Everybody along the way here. To be honest with you, I've probably done this quest 100 times. I have no idea. I barely even pay attention to the quest, so I don't even know what the quest is. I'm gonna close chat for a few minutes here so you can see the screen if you're looking for the screen. But I'm basically following this Gulamai guy. He's going to do something. I don't remember exactly what it is, but oh, and I need desperately some soul gems and stuff. So I need a mage or 10. So that I have some, but Jesus, it is so dark in this game. Let's take the torch. I put in a new I put in a new thing over here. Oh, there we go. Kill this bitch. Hopefully she'll have a soul gem. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. And she doesn't have a soul gem. What an asshole. Who hangs out in a cave without a soul gem besides me, you stupid bitch? Ugh. Women. Can't live with them. Can't get caught suffocating them. Boom. Alright, anyway, I need some soul gems so I can charge up because I'm out of... And this guy's got fire arrows like an asshole. But boy, I screwed this up completely. Like, this is way too dark. Huh. This guy's wearing heavy armor like an asshole.
Die already! I can take us.
Oh, he gone. So anyway, now
there's no need. This isn't as bad as it seems. I was gonna tell Mercer. No, please. It's Carlia.
Her name is Carlia, one of the Nightingales. That's what it was. I find out that it's Carlia.
Please, you have to. I don't know. Here, take the. Mercer never told you about her.
I said I wasn't gonna kill him, but I'm gonna kill him. I promised the guild I wouldn't kill him. They're a guild of criminals anyway, right? Goddamn criminals. So anyway, oh, there was some movement there. Nope. There we go. Found it. It's right there. You asshole. Son of a bitch. I have so many lockpicks, though. Who cares, really? Alright, so it's not right there. It's a little bit further down, right here. Ha! Got it that time. We take everything out of here. We got another one over here. That's empty. We're going to unlock an empty chest. I get lockpicking. Yeah, lockpicking credit for it. Sure, we'll take that. What's that? Imperial helmet. Expert. I'll take that. We're done with this. Now, there's a spot right there. I gotta open that somehow. Oh, it's this. This and this. And there's a bunch of horkers, walruses in here. Oh, you know what? I need this stuff too. Son of a bitch, I forgot about that. I need these for the Dragonborn Museum. Duh. Stupid. Anyway, so summary is ultimately for Dev that we remain bullish. We're 24 hours away from a nice big recovery pump that looked good on the surface, that was muted by theft, or it looks like theft. I don't know if it really is or not. So we'll see whether or not anything becomes of that. I suspect that it's going to be considered theft, and I suspect that we're going to have some kind of... they don't have access to it anymore. So whatever the worst they could do is, the worst they could do. And it's already been done. So I don't think that, you know, I don't think it can get any worse. I don't know for sure, by the way. I just don't think so. So right now we're just kind of quietly... Tom's in the background right now working on what the next step is. And by the way, we're going to do an interview again. He's going to be on the channel. Maybe I'll take over the main dev channel at some point. I don't know yet. So, and what he wants, by the way, he did say this. Use my words. Because I asked him, I told him I was going to have this video and that I was going to talk about dev and stuff like that. And he said that, you know, that there's some phrasing and change like that. And then he said, use your own words, but we're looking to work more closely in the future. It's good that you have the same sensitivities that I have. So, you know, I want to be very careful in who what I accuse, which is why I'm not saying that Ray did it. I'm saying that it looks like it, but just because it looks like it doesn't mean that that's it. Doesn't mean that he has anything to do with the Forever Association in that regard. and that we're still bullish on Austin, and that Austin was a valuable member of the team, and to this point remains somebody who is valuable to the team, or at least it appears that he's still incredibly valuable to the team, or could be potentially in the future. So I guess that pretty much sums up everything. I hope it does anyway. And then in the meantime, son of a bitch, you know what I did? What I need to do here is get my leathercraft supplies, get my ingredients, pots, anything in here, anything in here. All right, now that I got all this stuff, I need to go to the Museum of Natural Galleries and Sciences and all that kind of stuff to make sure that I have all of my, what do you call it now? Oh yeah, by the way, I need this too, the ghost helmet. Which, by the way, the ghost helmet just appears out of nowhere after you've completed the Macnarian quest. Macnarian quest is where ghosts are haunting this building. And you have to figure out the ghosts and all that kind of silly stuff. Alright, so here we go. I have wolves. Then I have an elk. I don't have enough venison. Damn it. I'm missing a saber cat still. Got that.
Masterful. That's
already got the horker. Son of a bitch. Mud crab? Nope.
The Hall of the Hero.
Need a trained war
I
dog.
need a spider. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. I'm gonna kill you. Frostbite spider. Nope.
Hey now, you be careful with that.
Well, I screwed that whole thing up. I got a horse earlier. I don't have any chickens yet. I don't have a cow. Oh, I got the cow. There we go. No dog meat yet. Do I have a goat? Nope. Do I have a hag raven? Nope. Do I have a spriggan? Nope. But I got a couple of dragons so far. So there's that, I suppose. And then I haven't put any fish in here. So let's see if I have any fish in my inventory. Cyrodiilic spadetail is the only one I have. Are you kidding me?
Thrash around. Don't worry. I think you have.
I've been, like, I don't know what I did here. But I had goldfish. I had, like, all kinds of stuff. I thought they would be ingredients. Wait. Yeah, I got 4 goldfish. Annoying. This thing is annoying. Or it is today, anyway. So we'll put everything back. And then when everything is back, when it says sorting is done, then we're going to go sell off everything else in my sell pile. Let's see. What do we got here? Wheat. Get rid of it. 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 We can keep that. Goblet, get rid of. Jug, knife, linen wrap. Nope. Boom, boom, boom. Those don't take up any space, so we don't worry about that. Siligund chitin, we don't need that. Tankard. 14, let's get rid of 14 different torches. A vampire doll, a second vampire doll. Moldy wheat. Ew, gross. And then, for weapons, what do we have here? We don't want those arrows. We got to do something with Draven's bow still. Haven't done anything with that. And staff of mage light. And a wooden battle staff. And then, the fist, we want to keep that. We want to get rid of that. We want, eminent alchemy. 20% more. You know what? I want that. Because I don't do anything with potions. But I should be doing something with potions. So let's put that on top of this guy. All right. Oh, and now we want pots. We want to cure disease. We need 2 of those to take with us. So we got a couple of those. We want some extreme healing. We want regular healing. We want the minor healing because it just takes up space. Then we want the plentiful heals. That should be enough for right now. I just need enough so that I don't die if something hits me hard. And by the way, I have max armor, so nothing's going to hit me too hard. I don't have armor leveled up, though, I don't think. And it's light armor. Oh, yeah, I do have armor leveled up. Alright, so we're good. I still need to level up lockpicking, one-handed, two-handed. There's a couple different ones that I gotta still level up.
I know you.
You don't know me. He says, I know you. Tell me more, did you get very far? Alright, so now I'm going to turn this back in, return to Mercer Frey. By the way, Mercer Frey is the bad guy, for those of you that don't know. Spoiler alert. Mercer Frey is one of the ultimate bad guys, but he is your employer in the Thieves Guild. Thieves Guild. So, can you trust the thieves? Well, not this one. But apparently you can trust the rest of them. Shadow marks.
I thought it was...
And he gets mad because of Carlia, and the reason he gets mad because of Carlia is because...
Carlia, I know her. If only we knew where she was. There's only one place that could be.
The place where she murdered Gallus. Gallus, Mercer Frey, and Carlia are called Nightingales.
Yes. Prepare yourself and meet me at the ruins as soon as you can. We can't.
So now Mercer wants me to go with him. In order to kill Carlia.
Is no place safe anymore?
But he's the bad guy. Spoiler alert. Alright. So that's it for right now. Alright, that's it. We've been up for an hour. Let's check chat real quick. It's going to take me a second to get through the chat because I've had it minimized for a little while. I was planning on spending my millions. Guess I need to put the fries in the bag. Still buying strong. We all do, man. We all do. You know what I mean? Like, ugh. Like, give me some of that cheddar. A lot of drop frames today. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you that you take the time to come check me out. It does not fall on deaf ears. Crypto market is really, really bad right now. If you're interested in any other stuff, like what you want us to talk about here on the channel, we'll start talking about some other stuff on the channel. But ultimately, the crypto market is going to do what the crypto market's going to do. At this point, we are under the thumb of a disgusting, seedy, shady, scumbag bunch of people who want nothing more than to steal from you and to make you broke because that's how they make their money. You know what I mean? So, I guess that's all you can say at that point. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon, and we'll see you in the morning.